Hi, and welcome to CAW Creations. It is Friday, January 10th, and I am recording from my home in Cornwall, Prince Edward Island. I am Cheryl Wartman, and I am CAW Creations on Instagram, Cheryl Can on Ravelry, and um, Cheryl Ann at cawcreations.org if you want to email me. I'm just getting this blog back up and going. I'm going to start numbering them right now as number one, new one, because I'm changing up how I'm doing things a little bit. I am going to call this one, um, shoot, I had a really good name for it. Oh, yes, I was going to call this one Nurturing My Inner Dreamer. So I'm going to talk about plans for the future and what I've been doing. I did finish Daniel's sweater for Christmas. I will put a picture here. It's an Aran weight sweater with a bunch of cables. I've talked about it a lot of times before. It's Wash's sweater. If anyone watched Firefly, they would understand what I mean by Wash's sweater. Um, yeah, so I cast it on in 2010, and I had been going to do it for Andrew. So it was a really Andrew's my oldest child who died, and so it was really emotional to finish up this project. But I'm so glad he's wearing it and he's loving it. I made the sleeves a bit long, so at some point, maybe this summer when he won't be wearing it for a while, I'm going to take it back from him and I'm going to rip back the cuffs and re-knit them so they'll be the right length. But other than that, it fits him really well, and he's wearing it a lot. So I don't know if he's just putting it on when he comes to see me or if he's putting it on for other things, but I'm loving seeing it. So you can see on the back of the sweater, there is one skein of yarn that was a lot darker than the rest. I left it in because there's a story behind it. I had the yarn on the needles for a long, long time, and Vicki took a ball of the yarn to her heritage festival for to talk about knitting and yarn for Heritage Festival one year at school. And so when she came back, I threw it back in with the yarn and I knitted up on the back of the sweater. And obviously, it was out and about and a lot. It got a bit dirtier than the rest. I did soak the sweater. I thought it would change the color back, so that's why I hadn't worried about it. But apparently, maybe it was dyed a bit differently. That was yarn from my grandmother's stash of yarn. So it was probably their own sheep as compared to the more modern McCauslins or Briggs and Little wool that I would have bought to finish the sweater in 2010 when I did it. The other thing I find really interesting about the cable sweater is as I look at it, I can see now where I made little mistakes in the cabling, but it's really funny because no one else notices it. He loves how cozy it is and comfortable it is. I did make one alteration on the neck. I didn't knit it as high as the pattern called for because Daniel doesn't like things right on his neck. So I did that. Yeah, so it's really fun making a big project and finishing it like that. I have a purple Aran weight sweater, or sorry, a purple Irish cable sweater that I wear all the time. And I always said, well, I could knit it, but I just didn't because it was on sale and it was cheaper to buy it than to buy the yarn to make one. So now I can say that I knit one of these sweaters and know that I can do it again whenever the urge calls me to. So yeah, it was really fun making this sweater and I'm so pleased to have it finished. thing I wanted to talk about were the projects I'm working on. So right now, oh, my Dan and Carla got me this bag for Christmas. Really into yarn, and they are correct. I am. Um, but poor Vicky got her Christmas sweater still on the needles. So it's made, it's a knit picks pattern, and it's made with wool of the Andes yarn. And I can't remember what the colorway is called, but I'll put it here. But that is looking pretty true to what the color actually is. And I'm loving how the cables look. This is the back, and it's a coat sweater, so I'm almost done. I'm just about ready to start shaping the top arms, uh, or the top neck, sorry. And I'm really pleased how it turns out. It knits up really fast. It's on really large needles. Can't remember what size the needles were either, but I will put it in the show notes. Um, Over the holidays, I was ill. I had strep throat, so I wasn't doing a ton of knitting that required reading patterns. I did more knitting that was basically patterns that I didn't really have to read. So I did about three Tin Can Knits antler toques, and they turned out really good. I don't know if I have pictures. If I have pictures, I'll put them in here. But that meant I didn't get really any work done on the things I've been doing that required me to follow a pattern. So none of my Shetland lace or Vicky sweater or what's the other one I'm doing? Oh, the wrap that I'm doing from Nerds with Needles that I bought at the PEI Fiber Festival. So that's really what my projects are for now. I wanted to talk about nurturing my inner dreamer because right now I've finally just started with the Masters in Island Studies program at UPEI, and we did an entire class this week on creativity, and I did another class on uh, qualitative analysis, and it's really opening up my creative side that I haven't really used in a while. So I wrote a poem this week, and I've just been really enjoying being able to have that creative side active and immersive. And I have a couple of projects where I don't necessarily have to write an essay. So I'm thinking about doing a video or something for some of them. So those plans have been really exciting. And we had Dr. Drew in to talk to us in our islandness course, and he just talked about some really exciting projects he's done. There's one where over COVID, he had different musicians playing along a trail in PEI, and to get people outside and enjoying music. And it's still continuing to this day. So I think they're in the fourth or fifth year this year. And so I'm looking forward to be able to go and enjoy that. And it kind of got me into, I may pull out my euphonium again and start doing some of that. So I'm really excited about that part of my new journey with my new master's program. I'm still teaching statistics to the psychology students, and we just started this week, so it's been a crazy week. I thought I'd get a post up over the holidays, but because I was sick, I just barely got everything done that I was doing for the holidays. So that's kind of what I've been up to. I did get a lot of books finished because I was in bed and not doing much else. Some of the books that I had set aside, I finished them up. So at the first of this year, I think I got 3 books finished that had been kind of those books that you start to read and then you put aside for some reason and then you don't pick up again. So they were good to get read. I also did read The Power of Habit. I forget if I read it just before the end of the year or in January, but it was a really great book to get me started into a new semester, started into taking courses again and doing creative things, and how to organize my time so that I both have time to sit and think creatively, as well as getting all my work done that needs to get done. So that's been really good for me. Now it's the first week of class, so of course, nothing has fallen off the rails yet. So it's a really fun time to sit down and make plans. So, and it's stormy out and windy, and that's hard on my asthma. So I haven't been walking as much. So it's been nice to start planning for these other things that I want to do. Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. It's really good. I'm only 33% in, and I have to have it read for book club next Thursday. So I'll be doing a bit of reading over the weekend, but it's got a lot of different perspectives. But the most interesting is there is an octopus in an aquarium that we see from that animal's perspective, what's going on with the humans around it. So it's really kind of neat, and I'm hoping that comes together a bit more as I read through it. I just wanted to pop on to say hi and to let you know that this new format, I'm going to try and keep my podcast, my vlogs a bit shorter. And that means I'll do them kind of monthly is the plan. So hoping that will all come together and still balance out with doing my graduate work and teaching as well. So great to see you. Happy New Year to everyone. And I hope your year is starting out well, and you enjoy what's going on. For those of you who plan to teach at the PEI Fiber Festival, the call for instructors is now out, and also the call for vendors is now out. I'm not sure, and I'll let you know, I'm recently on the board of the PEI Fiber Festival, so I'll let you know when the tickets go on sale and things like that. But I'm really excited to be part of planning for that. So have a great month, and I'll see you in February. Take care.